What's going on, everybody? We are back for another dope episode of Finding Your Niche with Niche. And hold it, buddy.
Hold it, little buddy.
Hold it, little buddy. The one and only Dontell Antonio.
What's going on, Queen?
Welcome to the show.
First of all, I want to thank you for having me on the show. And I just want to commend you. Keep doing your thing. Don't stop. Keep letting your voice be heard. Keep going far and far and far and breaking down walls that a lot of women entrepreneurs can't break down.
Thank you. I receive it. I totally receive that. That's what I'm talking about. But I appreciate that. However, we are actually here to talk about you and all that you do.
Okay.
And so if I could reciprocate that, I would say that I commend you as well for really being the king of content and consistency and discipline and diligence behind what you do. So we're here to talk about his niche in content creation, essentially. And so the king of content. So let's talk about that real quick. There's a lot of people who call themselves the king of content.
I ain't never seen them, and I own a trademark. So where they at? I'm sending out cease and desist if I see it.
Yeah. So did you start that?
Yes.
How do you know?
Well, because nobody was the king of nothing when I was doing it. Now, when I started it, everybody become king this, king that.
Yeah.
It was no kings. Now, only king I knew was T.I.
Hey,
the king. You know what I'm saying? So all the other stuff, I don't know nothing about it. But literally, I own the trademark to it. So.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't know where they at. If they are using it,
basically, y'all need to knock it off, okay? Dontell just told y'all he owned the trademark, so it is what it is. Okay, so what would make somebody, well, really just you, because officially you are the only king of content, what makes you be the king of content?
Man, literally, if you understood my elevation of creation, right? So literally, I've been doing content, if you want to be honest, since the age of 11.
Wow.
So it's like the word content is getting relevant now, but I've been doing this since 11. Like, I didn't go to your traditional colleges. I went to art school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is real. This ain't nothing that just happened overnight or during the pandemic or none of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I kind of want to touch on that too, and just piggybacking off of what you're saying about it, during the pandemic thing, because content kind of became a buzzword essentially.
100%.
And so a lot of people, whether you've been doing content for, a couple decades like you have, or if you just learned about content in the pandemic, how would you describe the definition of that? Because a lot of people don't know what that means. What is content?
Content is just, I look at it as a vehicle to get your voice heard, right? So it can be photos, it can be videos, it can be graphic, just anything putting out to feed your audience so they can be more aware of who you are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so, but the way that you think or believe that people should do that for the most part is through video?
Video is key.
Video is key. Okay.
All the elements is necessary.
Okay.
So it's not just one focus only here. No, you got to have all of the elements. It's a gumbo. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So kind of like a gumbo. Okay, but video, let's stay on that for a little bit and unpack that. Because why do you think video is important?
I mean, because when you talking to people in videos, they can see you, they can feel you, they can literally channel you better, right? So if you take a picture and you put a little quote, now they can read it, but they might not interpret how you really feel.
Yeah.
So that's why video more impactful. And people's like, oh, pictures last forever. Well, videos last forever as well. If you go back and look, even if we go look at the Kanye West documentary look, that's over 20 years of just footage. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, video is everlasting. And you can really see what the artist or what the person or what the business was really trying to advocate or talk about. You feel
during
me?
that process. I think that's important too, but it's easier said than done. And one thing I do like about your content is that's not, a lot of people don't like being in front of the camera. They're not really acclimated with their mannerisms and video etiquette and how to talk. And so you actually do teach that in your course. And so can you talk to that audience who's like, yeah, I hear what you're saying. I know video is key, but I'm terrified in getting in front of the camera.
I'm just saying, I'm going to be honest. What the fuck you scared of, right? What you scared of? You scared of being successful? You scared of getting your message across so you can help other people? I say you got to figure out what the hell your purpose is. So if your purpose is to get your business or help your generation or help people out there, that's what you think about. When you get in front of that camera, you bring that out. You don't think about how I look and trying to be judgmental or if people going to judge you. You don't think about none of that shit. You think about how many people and how many lives you can save from putting out this piece of content and getting your message across. across.
Yeah, that's good. I forgot when you get excited, he gets vulgar. So we're gonna try to keep that to a minimum.
Man, it's gonna be hard. I mean,
I'm gonna have to edit that
it's raw. Like I think at the
on
end
the
of the
back
day, no,
end.
I don't think it get I don't think it get that bad that YouTube
Okay.
like it get real, and I'm real. I
Yeah.
don't know. We don't edit.
Yeah, we
No
edited.
edits. No edits.
We're
No
definitely
edits.
editing this
No
out.
edits.
But
Nah,
I got you know,
you.
and I love your passion.
Yeah.
I love your enthusiasm for what you're saying, and I think that is important to
Yeah.
have like a sense of urgency
Yeah.
of like what to do and how to do it and to go out and execute.
Yeah.
And so I think I would even call you the king of execution.
Yeah.
Because you've been very, very good at doing that as well. So can you talk about how are you able to keep doing, right? Because consistency is probably one of the biggest facets to people's stagnant.
I think goal setting, just really having the right goal and vision. Like I don't take on nothing that I know I can't do. Right? So my goals are all achievable and I focus, right? So like this year I'm going to do about 25 million, right, in sales and everything. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm so focused, right? And I understand my goals, right? So a lot of people have 12 million different goals and they don't got the manpower or the energy to succeed in the goal. Right. So I tell people just focus in, reach your goal. Then you set another goal. Stop trying to set 20 million goals. Stop getting distracted and doing 20 million things. Just focus. And literally my whole career, I literally just stay focused. And it's baby steps. Right. So everything is built up. You don't got to have this big ass picture instantly. It's okay to have a little canvas.
Little by little.
Yeah, it's okay to do that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But I do think there is a mental shift that you have 100%. To have, because it's easy to think that on one day, on Friday, everybody's excited on Friday, but like to have that same energy on Tuesday, I do think there's something that has to happen in your brain for you to be able to unlock something so that you can like continue to do this repetitive behavior to be able to go out there and continue to create content. Did something happen to you? Did you like, how do you have that mentally to be able to keep doing that?
I was born with that, so it's a little different for me. And it's just I want what I want, and I always get what I want. Simple as that, right? And so it even started for me back at, if we want to say, I realized it at the age of 10. I was an entrepreneur at 10, right? And so I wanted this electric scooter at Target that was $214. My mom was on dope. My daddy got killed when I was 1. So I literally had to go and get it myself. And so what I did was I knocked on every door in our community and started cutting grass for $25. And I was able to get that scooter with less than a week.
Wow.
Right? So that same principle is still today. If I want it, I go get it. And of course, you got to have the mindset and the discipline, and you got to understand the focus. You see what I'm saying? So if you got good focus, good discipline, and really want it, you're going to get it. Anything, majority, if you really want it, you going to get it. You just got to put in the work, and you got to be willing to go get it. Like some people just not willing to go get it.
Yeah. And so you kind of wake up every day with that in front of you. What you want in front 100%. Of you. Because I know life happens. Yeah,
life happens for real, but that's that distraction. I say still, if life happens, you still stay on course. You deal with that is whatever it is, but stay on course. Life gonna always happen. It's always gonna be what I call motivational pinpoints that it's gonna come.
Yeah.
Right. And so literally you just gotta overcome those obstacles. Cause when they do come, they just make you stronger. They not there to make you weaker. They actually there to give you that extra energy that you need to get to that next level so you can reach that goal.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you have, when you think about what makes for good content as well, what would you describe as good content? As somebody who has good content?
Anybody that can relate to their audience. It's really all based on your audience. I'm not going to say, oh, if this audience intrigued by you doing that, that's what works. So anybody that got content that works for their niche market, their audience is good content.
That's good. Real quick, is he sound modulated at all? Or he sounds like clear? He sounds good. And it doesn't sound like it's too loud? Okay. And then something else I was going to tell you too, like my phone's right there. You just push down on the camera. Take like a couple pictures too, like as we're talking, or like 10-second videos. And that'll be good too. You're doing great. You're doing great.
You can see it? Why you didn't say nothing?
Oh, that's okay. It's just a phone. It's all good.
I try to hide it. It's all out, all the way.
You see it?
No, I'm still in it.
Okay, cool. You can see the water too?
I'll just crop it. Okay, cool. Okay, so I want to touch on that too, a little bit of what you said. It depends on your audience.
Mm-hmm.
How does somebody actually pinpoint their audience for their content?
Go back and see who you made whatever that product is for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you really got to analyze that product or that service that you offer. And by you analyzing that, you can start seeing and testing the market and see who bite, who relate, understand the problems that they have, right? And dumb it down. Right, I tell people stop trying to talk to everybody and their mama. Dumb it down. So if we talking to women that that sell hair, if you sell this certain type of hair, then only sell this certain type of hair. Stop trying to sell 20 different SKUs of this hair.
Yeah.
Focus.
That's good. Okay, so dumbing it down for the audience is key. And so with that being said, what would you say are some things that people should know when it comes to their on-camera presence? If somebody were to start today, this is what they need to know how to do when it comes to being on camera.
The biggest thing is it doesn't matter how you look, right? It matters about that message. It don't matter about the quality. Mm-hmm. It matters about that message, right? So don't overwhelm yourself or overthink trying to look pretty, look good, or trying to make sure you super fly and all that. Make sure that messaging is right. Mm-hmm. Because you can look the worst whatever, and if that messaging right, it's gonna hit them in their heart.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So make sure when you get on there, make sure you know what the hell you talking about and why you talking about. What's that purpose of that video? What are you there to talk about? And making sure that message come across.
Yeah.
I don't care about nothing else. And have some good lighting though. Don't be in the dark though. Make sure they see you. So, but messaging and good lighting.
Yeah, messaging and good lighting. But I like that. But I will say your content is super dope. Mm-hmm. You've reached the point to where quality actually is a part of your brand and a part of what people can expect when they do business with you.
Yeah.
And so can you talk about to those people who are at a point where they can, emphasize quality in their content and the importance of that?
It's levels to this, right? But when you starting off, you can't afford us, right? So we not for everybody. We for the people who reach a certain level and trying to go to that next plateau. But when you starting off, and I always love talking about people that starting off because that's majority of the people.
Yeah.
It's okay, right? The phones nowadays are beyond amazing.
Yeah.
So if you got an iPhone, you got an Android, pull that thing out and go
Shout
crazy.
Out to Androids.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
No, I'm iPhone, but I be feeling bad for Androids.
No, their camera quality is amazing.
Yeah,
Stop it.
That's true.
Yeah. So it don't matter what phone you got, just long as you got that piece of object that you can use to scale. And then once you start elevating, you start getting your messaging together, then you go talk to people like us to get that quality, right? And us, what we do is we make sure that the messaging right, the quality right. We make sure that we hitting whatever your target, your goal is for that campaign. And so everything is geared around that campaign. We're not trying to talk to your audience all for the whole year. We only talking about whatever that campaign is that you focused on. That's what your content about. If it's micro content, if it's social media content, if it's commercial, if we broadcasting, all of that is what would determine what type of content we create. But it all stems from that campaign. But if you just started, you don't got to worry about that.
Yeah.
Get the message out and build your congregation.
Yeah.
Right.
Get it done. I like that. So campaigns are a big deal right now, actually, as
it's been a big deal.
Been a big deal.
Been a big deal.
And so can you speak to what exactly is a campaign when it comes to a brand and why it's important?
It's a focus. So it goes back to the focus, right? So a campaign is that overall focus. What's that messaging? What we doing? What does all the creatives look like? What is our goal? Who are we talking to? And let's focus on that. If we're doing it for 30 days, if we're doing it for 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, 6 months, whatever it is, it's a focus.
I see. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it's always been there. And I think when it comes to social media and people start selling this type of stuff, they start using the word more. But every business, every launch, every run they do always was a campaign.
It's always been a campaign. Okay.
So whenever you see Coca-Cola and they do their Christmas ad, that's a campaign. No matter what it is, it's always been a campaign.
And what's the goal of a campaign?
Whatever your goal is, if you're trying to make a lot of sales, if you're trying to get a lot of leads, it all depends on whatever your goal is. So some people goals is to do a campaign to collect a lot of leads, and those leads convert to a lot of sales. Some people campaigns is just to focus on sales, or some people campaign is just to get recognition, to be seen. And then the leads come to get that authority, to become that authoritative figure in their lane.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Just a couple minutes ago, you mentioned something about, there's levels to this and that certain people can't afford you. I do like that you touch a lot on pricing, and, how to navigate through that kind of terrain of like what your cost should be, what your value is, versus what your value is. So can you speak to that? Because there's a lot of people that feel like video is expensive. Do you run into those people or no?
I mean, yeah, of course you run into that, but those people who think video is expensive, they're not ready yet.
Yeah.
So if they're not ready yet, they go through an application process with us, so they don't even get on the call with our sales teams or nothing, because they already eliminated themselves prior to. But video is not expensive. Not putting out content is expensive because you will never dominate your market space, because somebody else in your market space is putting out content, so they gonna dominate. You see what I'm saying? So it's expensive to be using the word expensive.
I like that. And so how did you kind of get to that point too? Because there's a lot of people in the content creation space rather, who are still trying to figure out their pricing and stuff like that. So how should they go about doing that?
I think it just comes like it's a time build up. We all started at free. And then just be willing to, like, when you get to that next level and you see your value come up, be willing to change, right? And to go up and to charge people, because, once God wake you up and say, yo, I need you to go out and go to the next level. And then you look at your bank account and you don't got the money to go to the next level because you was trying to look out for everybody and their mama. That's going to wake you up.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, yo, I need to do something about it. Or you might hear somebody else over here charge XYZ and they're doing less than and you doing more than, but they getting paid more because they realize their value. So do not be scared, afraid to raise your price. Because think about, and I tell people all the time, think about how much time you got to put in. Think about all of this light setup, how much you got to invest to make sure somebody look good or somebody, whatever it may be. Think about all of these things. Don't just think about the opportunity.
Right.
So think about how many hours you got to put in pre-time, then during the time, then post.
Yeah.
How much you got to spend on your equipment, how much you got to spend to maintain it, how much you got to spend to carry and travel, and then how much you got to spend for people to help you.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is how you determine your value. I got payroll. I got 25 employees. I got a payroll. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I was going to ask you about that too. How did you get to that point?
Understanding what it was that we offered and being able to offer it to our consumers. And and this was that big transition, because at one point I only focused on content. Now we focus on the full system before content and the full system after content.
What is that?
So what you need to do to prep before you shoot content and how to, you know what I'm saying? And then what to do after the content, how to move the content to turn it into sales.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You see what I'm saying? So when they come to us, they get a full system. So we systemizing everything.
They're paying for a system.
100%.
Wow. That's amazing.
So they come in through content, but then they come in and they fall in love and they never want to leave.
Yeah, yeah. And so you guys continue to foster that relationship?
Yeah, retention
long term?
Retention is the key. They don't want to leave us.
Oh, wow.
Because you got to think. And we big at this. We big at do it for you. So you save so much time and
convenience.
stress.
We in America, baby.
Yes, but that's why we premium.
Yeah.
We got you all your time back. We doing all the heavy lifting. You don't gotta think about it. If you think about it, we pull it out the air for you, and we make sure that your train is steady moving, and you don't gotta get off the train and try to learn how to do all this shit that we already do.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's dope.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's amazing.
But what happens is a lot of times people only want to offer one piece of service. And so by you offering that one piece of service, you hit a plateau. You can't go no higher.
Yeah.
But what you got to start realizing is what it is that your consumer needs prior to that and what they need after that. And you stack it and you build it together and you stop alley carding and you create packages and programs that they can use and they need. And you stop alley carding because that one little service isn't worth all your time.
That is, wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think, wow, that's a bar. That's a bar for real, because you're basically setting yourself up for success.
100%.
When you do it that way. And you created a whole system and staffs. Can you talk to that, like having staff and what
First of all, I was one of the people that did everything on my own. I was scared of delegation. I was that one-man army. So that's a blessing too, because I know how to do every single role.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I wanted my time back. I wanted to enjoy with my wife, with my kids, vacation, life. And I realized this. If I die today, the company dies. because there was nobody to operate without me. And I got to thinking about that, and I started. I'm gonna give you guys a great book I read, and it was called Traction. I read about almost 60 books a year, right? And so this book Traction literally helped me build my ecosystem. And I was like, wow, because sometimes we scared to trust somebody else with our quote unquote baby.
Yep.
Nah, trust them until till they show you something different. You know what I'm saying? So what I want people to do is realize you can't build a team if you charge it too low. Because you don't got the
bandwidth.
Yeah, to pay people. So you have to raise your prices in order to bring people in to start replacing you. But the biggest thing is you can't be fearful about the price change. Because what happens is if you say, let's use a low number. If you use to getting paid $100 and then you say, well, I want to go up to $150, and then you go up to $150 and your phone start ringing for a little bit. Now you're getting scared. Well, I got to go down to $50.
Yeah.
Huh? Huh? What happened was enough people don't even know you exist. Since they don't know you exist, guess what? You ain't getting no calls.
Yeah.
So the key thing is keep your value. Make sure that you give amazing service. I think that's the biggest thing that people fall to realize. They see the money, but they fail to realize customer service is key. It's key. Before you can even get premium dollars, you got to have great etiquette, great timing. You can't drop the ball. And if your clients drop the ball, you better pick it up for them and you better not cry about it.
Yep. That's good.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So before you get premium, so right now we charge $25,000 to start with us, right? Okay. So in order to get that, we started at $500 a long time ago, right? So we was able to work all the way up to $25,000. Wow. But we did that because we started becoming premium. We started servicing so many departments and literally giving them everything. It's a wow factor. When they come to us, they say we really changed everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And our clients are doing extremely well.
Changing the game. I like that. Speaking of clients, so what would you say is your favorite client to shoot content for?
The client that knows what they want. You know what I'm saying? And when I say know what they want means they're all in and they're not making excuses. They know they want to go. So we got clients at 7 figures. We got clients in 6 figures. So if they at 6 figures and they ready to go to 7 figures, they willing to do what it takes. Those my favorite clients that do what it takes and don't think they know it all, right? Because it's a reason why you still at that plateau because you don't fucking know it all. Nobody knows it all, right? And I'm sorry, I'm cussing. I know you already said
no, you're doing good. You're doing great.
And at the end of the day, I just like clients that's willing to take the risk and try something different. Yeah.
And can you maybe share a story of when you've seen the impact of what content can do to somebody's business or their success?
I've been seeing it for over a decade, right? So if you wanna take it back a little bit, I got my start with an artist named K Camp. Okay. I blew up K Camp. I was part of his whole content development, everything, right? So at that moment, if you want to be real, that was the first time I really realized content was serious. Because when Interscope say, well, when we seen this video, we like, who the hell shot this? Yeah. Then I turned around, did it right back with an artist named Cyrita Kid, and then Universal said the same thing. Like, who the hell shooting all these videos? Yeah. Who is this? Because my style, I don't make it look like one person shot it. You would think 20 different people shot it because the creativity. I don't try to learn one little style and keep that. I actually blend it, right? So if you want to be honest, back in 2013 was when I first realized the power of content. And now transformation, like we got businesses that's doing extremely well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Doing 600,000 in a month. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Because of content and systems.
Content and systems. Oh my God. And you have got it down like to a T. Yeah. It's almost like you know like the back of your hand. It's like you live, eat, think, breathe.
Because I do.
Content.
I do. My whole family, like my family, my wife, my kids, my daughters, like daddy's out shooting content. Like, you know what I'm saying? Daddy, can I shoot the content? My family breeds content. Yeah. Like, so my wife, she do more of the branding and the system side. I do more of the content side and literally we don't stop.
Yeah. Wow. That's, and I think that's important. The part that you just said at the very end, we don't stop. Are there ever days where you feel like stopping?
Never.
Never. Not one day.
Never. Now what?
Dontell.
Never. I mean, I love what I do. Now what happens is like it was a time I never wanted to stop content, but it's a time I start getting into different endeavors. Like we'll start a real estate brokerage, real estate investment company, car dealership. We started so many different things. I didn't want to stop content. I just literally was moving my portfolio around. You see what I'm saying? But then what I realized is my heart is content. So you're talking about a kid that been doing this since 11.
Yeah.
So it's a difference. It's not something, like I said, it's not something I started yesterday. My whole life has been content and creating and being that's why I say I am a creative. I'm a real creative.
Yeah. Okay, so I was going to ask you that. I think that what you're talking about is important because being consistent is one thing, but I think a lot of people kind of get stuck when it comes to fear. So can you kind of speak on how fear can literally paralyze someone from being who all they were called to be?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's what happens. Fear paralyzes you mentally. And but what it is like you ain't even never tried it. You scared of something you ain't never tried. You just, I call it like the Doctor Strange effect, right? You trying to see all of these damn outcomes before they happen and all these hypothetical, this might happen, that might happen, and you don't even move. But it's all mental, right? So I tell people all the time, we go back to you can't have fear and faith resonate together. So the worst thing that can happen is you can fall on your ass, right? But once you fall, you'll understand a lesson that you didn't know before. And when you get up, you'll get up even stronger. So what are you scared at? You scared of being the greatest form of you? Or you scared of what people gonna think of you? Which one is it, right? So 9 times out of 10, people are scared of what people gonna think of them if they do succeed or if they do fail.
Yeah. They're gonna think about you. You're thinking about what people thinking about either way.
That's the point. Stop thinking about what people thinking. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what nobody. I don't care about their opinions. I don't care about their feedback, right? Because the stuff that I'm doing today ain't for them. This stuff is for the people that's gonna be around when they dead. My kids and they kids and they kids and they kids. So the people that's on earth with me today, I don't care.
Wow. Right, because how relevant are they?
They're not. So stop worrying about what they think.
That's good. And so you've mastered that as well?
I'm mastering it.
Mastering. Okay, so it's active.
It's a never stop.
It's a never.
Every level
ending.
you get, you gon', you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
But fear is, I don't fear anything. I always been the type of person, do it, try it, just go. I just go. Like, I always was hard-headed. Like, even in art school, like when I was doing logo designs in art school, I only could do the final. I couldn't do the 50 thumbnails that led up to the final design. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I always, and we talk about this all the time. My wife, she can do the 50 thumbnails, but can't execute the final design.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like being able to be successful at parts of it, but not as a whole.
Yes. And so I tell everybody all the time, even all my clients, I tell them what we scared of. I really want to know. And when you ask them, they really think about it and they realize it's really nothing but failure. But how can you be scared of failure if you're already failing because you ain't even try? So the things that you scared of, you still brought it into fruition because you ain't do it.
Wow. And what's next for you as far as like bringing things into fruition? As far as
we just scaling, we focus.
Scaling.
We scaling. I'm gonna be the biggest minority media company in the world.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? And content is going to, if you think about it, the world is driven off of content regardless. It's been driven off of content. It's going to stay. It's even getting even bigger. They putting bigger money in the ecosystem for content.
That's so true.
No matter what, even when we get older, the new generation and then the new generation, they all going to still need content. Even for us, they're all going to trying to start businesses. They all going to need help. So it's going to keep evolving. It's never stopping.
That's good. And obviously, you're not ever going to stop because you're the king of content.
100%.
And you've mastered consistency. And
I'm mastering it.
And mastering it and all that comes with it. If somebody were to wake up today and say, you know what, I'm going to go out and shoot content, what words of encouragement would you have for them?
Have a vision and don't let nobody ever taint it. And don't stop. Go all in. If you got a house, put the house on it. If your grandmama got a house, put her house on it. Go all in. And make sure that you always get your vision across. Don't let nobody poison your mind. I think that's the strongest thing is your mind, because a lot of people put their fears on you, their constraints, their opinions and everything, and that'll dictate how you move. And most of the time you're going to take their advice and you're going to slow down. By you being stronger and knowing that at the end of the day, it's on you. And when you die, it's on you. So whatever legacy you leave behind is what you leave behind. So just go.
Just go.
You know.
Hold it, little buddy.
Hold it, little buddy. And another thing, I got something special, right?
Okay, go ahead.
I created a guide called Social Media Business Growth Secrets, right? It's a free guide. It's 11 steps to really help you scale your business online, right? Mm-hmm. And I want to give it to your audience, right? And in order for them to get it, all they got to do is text the number 678-722-8680 and use the word growth. So text the word growth to 678-722-8680 so they can get this free guide. It's free. I'm not selling you on nothing. It's literally going to change the way that you scale your business today. And it's going to help you understand content. It's going to help you understand systems, branding, and what it is that you lack it and why you can't hit the 6 figures and 7 figures and 8 figures.
I'm about to go. Sorry. No, no, I am going to hit that up because that's an amazing offer. You guys make sure you tap into that because I'm sure you're going to be blessed by it. Yeah. And like the word says, text the word growth. If you want to grow, that's it. Simple as that. It's just like it's as simple as that. And so, what are you waiting for? And so turn off the podcast.
Yeah, she's gonna have it on the screen. Yep. So you can hear it, see it, and go do it. Execution.
The whole thing.
This is only for the people that's serious about growing. Mm-hmm. So, and I want to once again before we get, I want to commend you. Keep doing your thing. You. Keep letting your voice be spread further than you can ever see or ever imagine. Yeah. Never stop. Never. Or slow down. Or stop the machine to fix one screw.
I love it. If you know, you know. Dontell, thank you.
You're welcome, Queen.
I wish you the best of luck in your success and your endeavors. Everything you're doing, you're already making tremendous strides. And I can't wait to see what's next. So thank you so much for being on another episode of Finding Your Niche with Niche. Y'all tap in.
Cool.